So now we're going to look at examples for 8.4 for our volume problems. So remember again, first idea is you need to know what type of figure is it. Select the formula, calculate the volume, but make sure your units are correct. So when we look at number 1, first thing I really want you to recognize is that there's one base, because that helps narrow down what we're dealing with. So one base means that it is going to either be a pyramid or it's going to be a cone. This has got a polygonal region, so this polygonal region means that it's going to be a rectangular pyramid. How do we know it's a rectangular pyramid? Is we look at the base, and that's what determines it. So we're looking at this piece down here that's labeled, and that's going to be my rectangle that I have. So my formula, because there is one base, is going to be 1/3. My formula is going to be 1/3 area of the base times the height of the figure, which is the distance from the base to the apex. So remember that this is a 1/3 area of the base because it's a rectangle. It's going to be length times width, and then we bring that height down. So that is my formula I'm using. Now I'm just plugging in as long as my units are all the same. Units are all centimeters, so we're good. So my formula here is 1/3. The length, and this length and width, remember, is my rectangle. So if it helps to separate it, some people like to write that separately. Length times width is 4 times 8. So we have 4 times 8 for my area of my base times the height of the figure, which is the 6 centimeters. This is my rectangle again, just so you're clear on what I'm dealing with. So I have 1/3 times 32 times 6. You can do that in your calculator at this point, or you could, again, 1/3 of 6 is going to give me 2 times 32, which should give me 64. Volume is cubic units because we multiplied a three-dimensional object together. So that is my answer for this first problem, which was a rectangular pyramid. So looking at number 2, we still only have one base. So I have one base, and that base in this drawing we should recognize is a triangle. So this is a triangular pyramid. How do we know it's a pyramid? Because there's one base and it's a polygonal base. Here is my base, just so we're absolutely clear what the base is that we're talking about here. So my formula for this problem would be 1/3 area of the base times the height, 1/3, 1/2 the base times the height, which is the height of the triangle, and then the height of the actual apex to the base. So now I'm looking at it, all my units are in feet, so I can continue. So again, I'm going to do that 6 foot is the distance, is my height of the full figure, but on the inside here is my triangle. So I like to look at this as, again, a separate piece. Do you have to? No, but I think it also gets confusing when you're dealing with two different bases. So here it is 1/2. My base here is 12. My height of my triangle on the base is 5. So if I multiply those together, I get 1/2 times 12, which is 6 times 5, which is 30. Again, at this point, you can put it in your calculator. It's 10 times 6, which is 60 feet cubed. That is my answer. I want to see what your figure is. I want to see your formula. Now, you could write down the purple part, but you can go directly to the blue portion, which has it. And I want to see what you're typing in your calculator, because I don't know what you typed into your calculator. Going to number 3, again, pause this, listen to it again if you need to. On this problem, we are dealing with a concrete base of a rectangular patio. So if you just stop and think about this, a concrete base is going to be a rectangular solid. And so in this case, it's going to be a rectangular prism, because we do have a top surface and a bottom surface that match. There are two bases for this problem. So my formula for this would be, again, area of the base times the height. Rectangular means it's length times width times the height. Now, when we look at this, if it helps to draw a figure out, you can always draw a figure out. It's not required. I'm not an artist, so just bear with me. It's not going to be the most perfect drawing. But this is where you've got to be careful. If I look at these, they're not all in the same units. So in this problem, I actually a lot of times convert everything to the same units as what I have the most of. So I have feet and feet. So I need to convert that 6 inches. So 6 inches has to equal how many feet? So this was the 6 inches. This would be the 21 feet. This would be the 12 feet. So when we convert, remember that when we talk about this, the things that you would need to know here would be 12 inches equals 1 foot. We also are going to end up needing our 1 yard equals 3 feet. So when I look at this, most of you can figure out that if we have 6 inches, that's half of what we need. So this would equal to 1/2 of a foot or 0.5. You could use a 0.5 as well because it's exact. So my formula is going to come over here. My volume formula is length times width times height. My base is the 12 times the 21. My height, again, be careful, is the half. So we have, again, the height of the figures between the two bases is the half piece there. So again, you can multiply this in your calculator at this point. Again, you can also divide. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 21 in my calculator, I should get 126 feet cubed. Be careful though, this problem said how many cubic yards. So we now need to go an extra step on this problem. This goes back to squared or cubic yards, so I need to take my 1 yard cubed and my 3 feet cubed. That gives me 1 yard cubed equals 27 feet cubed. This is something that you did back in section 7374 and 7172. So we go, what do we want? What do we want to get rid of? We want to get rid of the feet cubed. We want the yards cubed. So I multiply across. I'm going to get 126 over 27. The feet cubes cancel, and I'm left with the yards cubed. You are expected to simplify this. So in this case, you should be able to see that 9 goes into the top and the bottom of this one. You probably might start off with 3 first and then divide again by 3. But my answer here should be 14/3 yards cubed. This is where you've got to be careful and read in the directions what format they want in the answer. Do they want it in a exact answer, which is 14/3? Do they want an approximation, which is where we would divide it, and that would be 4.67 yards cubed, but don't double round, okay? So that's again where you want to do it. But if you were estimating how much, if you were estimating, you would say we need at least 5 yards cubed. But again, it depends on what the question asks for after that answer. So B says if the concrete costs $50 per yards cubed, we have 14/3 yards cubed, and it's $50 per means, again, you're essentially dividing. That's why the units here will cancel. And so we take 14/3 and multiply it times 50 in our calculator, and you will get approximately 233.33. That is the exact answer. Approximation, meaning it's the best answer. If you had used the 4.67, which was the rounded piece from A, you would actually get $230.50. So again, when you double round, you don't get an exact answer. So please read what it's asking for in that specific problem. So I'm looking at number 4. We have a child's pool that's a right circular cylinder shape. So they're even telling you right there. But if it helps to draw a picture, it's what we have. Okay. So I'm looking at this. The height is 1 foot, and the diameter is 12 foot. remember, whenever we're dealing with anything with a circle, we need the radius, which is half. Please be careful. That's a super common mistake. This has two bases. So my formula for volume would be area of the base times the height. So that would be pi r squared times the height. Volume here would be pi times 6 squared. And the height is 1, and we're okay with our units here. So volume is equal to 36 pi, which would be feet cubed. Remember where I said to you, be careful. This here would be my exact answer. If I use the pi button on my calculator, we would type 36 times, use the pi button on our calculator, and press equals. And remember again, if you're using this calculator, you have to use that double arrow key to get the approximation. So for rounding to the nearest hundredths place, which is 2 places, realize that it actually, the 7 rounds up, which gives me 113.10 for my approximation. So it depends on what they are asking for, but do not use 3.14. So B says 1 foot equals 7.5 gallons. How many gallons? So I'm going to use my exact answer here. Or again, it depends on what they asked for. If we use our exact answer, we would use a 36 pi feet cubed. If they had the approximation, it's 113.10. So if they're wanting an approximation, we would do the 113.10 feet cubed. This is my piece. So I want the gallons. I want to get rid of the feet cubed. Feet cubed cancel. So you're multiplying 113.1 times 7.5, and your answer should be 848.25 gallons. But realize if you use that one, that's actually really is double rounding. The better answer would have been to say 36 pi feet cubed and multiply it times the 7.5 gallons and divide that by 1 foot cubed. So we would keep the pi until that last piece, so 36 times 7.5 would give me 270 pi gallons. That would be my exact. This would be my approximation. C says, all right, well, 1 foot weighs 62.5. How heavy would be the water from this pool? So again, if we're using the approximation, what we want, the 62.5 pounds goes on the top, the feet cubed go on the bottom. Double check, these are canceling, which is what I want. I'm going to multiply 113 times 62.5, and if I multiply that correctly, I should get $7,068.75 pounds. If I did my exact answer over here, I would have used 36 pi feet cubed. The feet cubed, 62.5 pounds on the top, and we would get 2,250 pi pounds over on this side, depending again what they're asking for. So the last one we're going to do for this video is number 5, and then we'll do a part 3. This one says, what is the volume of a hexagonal pyramid? So first thing we need to know is we don't have a formula for a hexagonal pyramid. So this is going back to just the idea that you should know that this is one base. One base is 1/3 area of the base times the height. I don't know how to get a formula right now for area of a hexagon, but it says in the directions next piece, the base is 20 meters squared. This is area. It didn't tell you that, but the meters squared tells you that it's an area. And the height is the height of the figure. So I didn't have to know how to get this piece here. They gave that to me. The squared units tell me that. So I have 1/3 times 20 times the height, which is 15. My units are all okay, so I'm good. So that's going to give me, again, 1/3 divided in, or times 15 would give me 5 times 20. I should get 100 meters cubed. A lot of people get confused on this one, but it goes back to the idea of how many bases do you have in this case.